Won over George Hugh and Paul Liao, because Paul Liao, who had played a spectacular singles game earlier against the Guatemalan singles champion, he had to default because of injury. So this, in fact, is the match being played now is the match which should have been played in Curacao. This is how you could identify it. And the Jamaican audience is, in fact, witnessing what the Curacao audience would have witnessed last August. With back to camera, George Hugh and Paul Liao, with George Hugh now serving. The opponents on the opposite side of the net are Robert Richards and Roy Paul Jr. The umpire in the game is Michael Evans, who himself officiated in the Pan Am Championships last year, and he is in full command of this match. So we will join Michael Evans, the scorer, the umpire in this match at the Constant Spring Hall in the 1992 Badminton Championships.
3-1. Second server, 3-1. Second server, 4-1. Second server, 5-1. Second server, 6-1. Second server, 7-1.
Second server, Paul Liao, the server, and Roy Paul Jr., the receiver.
Service over. 1-7.
Robert Richards now serves to George Hugh.
Two, 7. Second server, 2-7. Service over, 7-2. Second server.
Good court play from Roy Paul Jr. And Paul Liao continues to serve.
Second server, 8-2. Second server, 9-2.
An excellent drop there from George Hugh. Incidentally, George Hugh
Second server,
and Paul
10-2.
Liao on the near side of the court are two of the representatives of Jamaica, for Jamaica, to the Thomas Cup earlier this year, along with Robert Richards on the other side. Robert Richards was the captain of the team which went. The other participant was Stephen Main, who is not in this match that we are now watching. Excellent play from George Hugh. Some powerful smashes and good net play, resulting in the score moving to 12-2 on their behalf.
Service over, 2-12.
Earlier in the afternoon, we had seen a singles play with Robert Richards defeating Paul Liao in what could easily be described as one of the most exciting singles finals for the all Jamaica Badminton Championships in recent times. Robert Richards defeated Paul Liao in that match 17-16 and 17-14.
Service over. 12-2. 13-2.
A surprise there with a shuttlecock hitting the net and rolling over. So the score has moved on to 13-2.
Game point 2. Second server. 14-2. Service over.
That return is
14.
out. So the score now 2-14 with Roy Paul Jr.'s serve to Paul Liao.
(3-14).
Badminton, of course. The game is won at 15 firstly, unless there is a set, which event it's set at either 13 or 14
Second
all.
Server, 3-14. Service over, 14-3.
14-3, of course, is a game point position. And that smash.
George Hugh and Paul Liao, 15-3.
That smash from Paul Liao seals the first game, 15-3. It will be time now for the second game. And of course, if Roy Paul Jr. and Robert Richards should win this, then it will go to a third game.
Service over. Love all.
The Senior All Jamaica Badminton Championships 1992 on in the Concert Spring Golf Club Badminton Hall. And may I just mention that this tournament is the premier tournament of the badminton calendar, and it is the one that is used to identify the ranking of players for each year. So the champions of this year could be considered the #1 players in the island, and those rankings are sent to the IBF, the International Badminton Federation, for inclusion in their computer identification of the worth of players on the national basis.
Second server. Love 1. Second server, 1 all.
I mentioned about the ranking of players locally. This will have to be used for any international tournaments that we send players to. And the players right after the Christmas season will be preparing to go to the Sudirman Cup in England, which will be in May of 1993.
Second server, 3-1. Service over.
Wonderful stroke play from Roy Paul Jr. Power hitting. Another excellent exhibition of power hitting from Roy Paul Jr.
Fault.
A foot fault
Second
from
server.
Robert Richards.
2,
Umpire
3.
Michael Evans calling him for that.
server, 3-all. Service over, 3-all.
Robert Richards has been an outstanding figure in badminton for the past several years, and his name is registered on the list of victories for not only the senior All-Jamaica, but in many years past in the junior All-Jamaica as well, and in the Caribbean Junior Championships. And you will recall that a couple of years ago he led the team of players to the CAC Games in Mexico, where Jamaica was an outstanding competitor and won 7 of the 11 medals that Jamaica won at that championships, at that event, at the CAC Games in Mexico City. And it was indeed a feather in the cap of badminton to have earned so many medals for Jamaica.
4-all. Five, 4. Second server, 5-4. Second server, 6-4. Service over, 4-6.
4-6. Paulio serving to Roy Paul Jr.
Five, 6. Six all.
An even contest so far. Remember that the first game of this match went to George Hugh and Paul Liao 11-3. Beg your pardon, 15-3.
6 all.
Gallant effort from Roy Paul Jr. in trying to retrieve the shuttlecock that dropped at the net, but it was all in vain because he could not reach it.
Service over, 6-7.
Good net play from Robert Richards. Very good play.
Second server, 7 all.
7 all, an even contest. Robert Richards serving to George Hugh. George Hugh, considered one of the best tacticians in the game in Jamaica. His court play is excellent. He reads the plays exceptionally well. And on that occasion, he wrong-footed Robert Richards on the court in order to get a point for his side.
7 all.
George Hugh, who has represented Jamaica overseas on many occasions, has been not only Jamaica champion but also the Junior Caribbean champion on several occasions, and was an exceptionally good campaigner along with Sammy Liao in the Caribbean region. The pair won the Caribbean championships on a number of occasions. There again, you could witness the
7-all.
court play of George Hugh. Forehand and backhand makes a little bit of difference.
Second server, 8-7. Second server, 9-7. Service over, 7-9.
Good movement from Robert Richards on the court. However, that final shot took the shuttle out of play.
Service over.
But nevertheless, it did show
9-7.
exceptionally good anticipation in his approach to the returns from George Hugh and Paul Liao.
Second server, 9-7. Second server, 10-7.
The Constant Spring Golf Club Badminton Hall, of course, not as spacious as the National Arena, and as a consequence, the camera work on occasions
Service over.
is a little bit short
7-10.
of the depth that you can get in the National Arena. In respect of that depth that we speak, then of course in some time in the future we anticipate having national headquarters where provision will be made for specialized filming of the events, and also the accommodation of spectators, gymnasium, etc., etc., etc. All of these features will be put into that national headquarters for badminton if we ever get to that stage.
Second server, 7-10.
7-10. Paul Liao serving to Robert Richards. You will recall that the first game went to George Hugh and Paul Liao, who are now behind in the score. So Robert Richards and Roy Paul Jr. are trying to rest the second game in order to draw even at 1-all, and then the deciding game would then be a third game.
Service over.
Return from Paul Liao leaves Robert Richards in amazement, as he was not prepared for that return, which went on his backhand and found him out of position altogether.
Second server, 10-9.
Score is 10-9.
Service
Powerful
over.
return from George Hugh in the middle of the court.
9-10.
And it's now 9-10. Hugh serving to Roy Paul Jr.
All.
Wonderful anticipation from George Hugh. Again there, the court play, the net play of George Hugh was outstanding. And the score now is 11-10. They have overtaken the deficit and moved ahead. The score now 11-10. Applause from the crowd for a return which found George Hugh and Paul Liao out of position altogether, and therefore earned applause for effort from Roy Paul Jr.
Service over. 10-11.
The 1992 Senior Jamaica All Jamaica Badminton Championships in the Constant Spring Golf Club Badminton Hall.
10-11.
The men's doubles finals between Robert Richards and Roy Paul Jr. with back to camera, and Paul Liao and George Hugh facing the camera. Into the net it goes from George Hugh.
Server, 11 all.
11 all is the score.
Service over. 11 all.
11 all, 4 opponents on the court, all national representatives.
12-11. Second server. 12-11. Second server, 13-11. Second server, 14, match point 11.
It's match point 11. Should George Hugh and Paul Liao win this point, then they will have won the match, having taken the first game, 15-3.
Match.
And there it is. Roy Paul Jr. has hit the shuttlecock out of court.
15-3, 15-11.
Therefore, George Hugh and Paul Liao have won the 1992 Men's Doubles Championship in the Jamaica All Jamaica Senior Badminton Championships in the Constant Spring Golf